Welcome into Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. We will get you the latest Seahawks news and rumors in just a moment. Before we do, we want to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. We are closing in on 27,000 subscribers, just over 200 away. So if you can help us out and reach that goal, we would certainly appreciate it. If you're already subscribed, tell all your friends and make sure they subscribe to the channel. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. That's YouTube.com/Seahawks TV, and turn the notifications on. Today's show is presented by Aura. We'll have more on what they do with their all-in-one digital security later on in the show. You can check them out online, aura.com/chatsports. Today, we're discussing the latest involving Drew Lock as well as Kam Chancellor back in the news, and the Seahawks could be in the market for a safety. Let's start with Drew Lock. The next few weeks could be crucial for the new Seahawks quarterback, and we're not speaking in hyperbole here. I know it's just the month of June that we're in right now, but I'm telling you, folks, these next few weeks could be crucial. That's according to Brock Huard, former Seahawks quarterback and Fox Sports analyst, and does radio, of course, in the Seattle area as well. Here is what Huard had to say in regards to the situation with Drew Lock right now. It means a lot, especially in today's NFL, with minimum training camps, minimal preseason games, minimal opportunities to impress. Every one of these practices, every one of these scripts, every one of these competitive environments means something. And I think it's awfully important for Drew Lock. If you didn't want to see Baker Mayfield here, and he wants to resurrect his career, then this next month to impress, he's got to build that equity. They just want to see if they can incubate him in this kind of environment of positivity and build up instead of negativity and fear that he was in for 3 years in that old regime in Denver. I think you can still discover an awful lot. More from Huard. In 3 weeks, if he's inaccurate, he's selling passes and he's one-hopping them, and we're out there at mandatory camp and minicamp, and boy, he just doesn't look settled, then I think it's a different conversation about Baker Mayfield, especially if the reports are true that Cleveland is going to eat a lot of that contract. So I'll give you my take here in just a moment, but before we do, I want to hear from you guys. Our pinned comment on today's video: will Drew Lock be the Seahawks starting quarterback Week 1? Type Y for yes, type in for no if you think that he will be the guy. Could it be Geno Smith? Could it be a move for Baker Mayfield or another quarterback? We'll see. But do you think Drew Lock starts Week 1 against his old team, the Denver Broncos? Tell us in the comments section. Y for yes, in for no. This really is a unique opportunity for Drew Lock of what we're looking at over these next few weeks here. He has a chance to prove himself. Look, the Seahawks already know what they have in Geno Smith. He's played in this scheme. He's been in the league a long time now. Drew Lock is still relatively young at this point in time. And when you look at this opportunity that he has here to showcase his skills, to showcase if he can lead this locker room or not over these next few weeks, then maybe the interest in a Baker Mayfield move or another quarterback out there disappears. This is a chance for Drew Lock to show what he is truly made of in his own right here. It is crucial these next few weeks. I agree with Brock Huard that the pressure is on Drew Lock right now to try to win this job and keep another quarterback out of the door, essentially. These next few weeks, Seahawk coaches will be paying close eye to what Drew Lock does on and off the field to see if he really can be that guy for this offense or not. Today's show is presented by Aura, and I got to tell you, folks, there's a great opportunity that Aura is offering. You can get a 14-day free trial if you go to aura.com/chatsports, and their all-in-one digital safety is for your entire family. You can get near real-time alerts on suspicious credit inquiries. You can also keep your identity secure with extensive monitoring of your personal information. Shop, bank, and work online more safely and privately, and you keep your loved ones safe from online hackers It's a great deal, folks. A lot of great stuff going on at Aura, protecting up to 5 people. You know, I was in a situation a few years ago with my own debit card where the information got hacked, and I didn't find out from my bank until months after the fact. With Aura, I would have found out right away. And so protect you, your loved ones, whether it's online or at the store. They'll have you covered on all fronts. Aura.com/chatsports for your 14-day free trial. That's Aura.com/chatsports. Been a while since we've talked about Kam Chancellor, but he was back in the news this week, as we told you on our special at-home Saturday show that the talk is starting to stir up about an ownership change for the Seahawks, with the Allen family looking at all their options for both the Seahawks and the Portland Trailblazers. And Chancellor put out a tweet the other day saying, whoever is the front-runner seat, that is for the ownership change, please hit me up. Let's make some history. So, Kam Chancellor showing some interest. Now, obviously, Kam Chancellor does not have the money to be a majority owner. No one's talking about that. But it got me thinking, whenever this ownership change happens, because it's not a matter of if, but when at this point, right? Now, does that mean it's 2 years from right now or 10 years from right now? I don't know when that is going to occur. But there will be an ownership change at some point, with the Allen family looking to cash in and, give the other options a chance with the money that they can capitalize on the Seahawks here. But if you can get Kam Chancellor or some of the great Seahawk legends involved in an ownership group, that would be awesome to see. I would love to see Kam Chancellor and others involved here and carry on this legacy, because one thing that we mentioned on Saturday's show that I'll reiterate, it is vital for this organization to keep this ownership group in local hands. You don't want a situation like what you had with the Seattle Supersonics when Howard Schultz sold them to that leadership group out of Oklahoma City that moved that team. So more people like Kam Chancellor, people that love and have everything to do with the Seahawks, more of those type of people involved, just makes things better for the Seahawks in their future ownership as far as I'm concerned. Now, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. We told you that at the top of the show, right? You go to youtube.com/SeahawksTV. But while we're at it, on our community tab, we're asking people today for your favorite Kam Chancellor memory. You can put it in the comment section too if you want, but I want to hear from you guys. When you think Kam Chancellor, I believe this is the first time I've gotten to talk about Kam Chancellor on this channel. What comes to mind? What's your favorite memory? Let me know on our community page what your favorite memory of Kam Chancellor is. So there is a clear need for the Seahawks at the safety position right now, at least as they get through these offseason activities. With the injuries that Diggs and Adams have right now, they're not out on the field, obviously, and so you need some more bodies involved and at the very least to have guys that learn this system. We expect to see Diggs and Adams back before the season begins, but if there can be somebody there to provide that depth and that stability. I loved what they did getting Bubba Bolden as an undrafted free agent, but who's to say he's going to be ready day one necessarily? So the folks at Sports Illustrated Seahawks gave out some names to look at for the Seahawks for some potential safety signings of some free agents that still exist. And the names that you see on this list, Jaquiski Tartt is on there. You also have Marquis Christian, Jaleel Adai, Deshaun Gibson is available. Also, Andrew Sendejo, Matthias Farley, Andrew Adams, about 7 players there possible for the Seahawks, some names to keep in mind. And for me, when I look at that list, there's 2 names that I like. I like Tartt and I like Christian as 2 possibilities here. And with the Seahawks cap situation, with what they have to spend on signing their rookies, it's about $6 million they have left right now. Obviously, you'll have some money clear up with the post-June 1 cuts that will be coming here. But in the meantime, with not much to spend, I don't think Tartt or Christian would cost you a whole lot either. You look at Tartt, he spent the last 7 seasons with the San Francisco 49ers, and I know that the first thing that comes to mind when you mention Tartt was the critical interception that he dropped in the NFC Championship game against the Los Angeles Rams. But, folks, I would not hold that one play against him. He's been pretty decent in his 7 years there in San Francisco. A very underrated player, starting caliber safety. If he is your backup safety, I think you're feeling pretty good about him being the next man up. A lot better than like a Daniel Sorensen type of some sorts there. Another name to keep mention of, Marquis Christian. He's previously played at a few different stops: Arizona, the Rams, Chicago, the New York Jets. And he provides some versatility as well. He's a guy that can play safety, can play cornerback. Last year, he allowed 9 receptions in 2021. Not a high number, but he did have limited reps. So those are a couple names to keep in mind there for the Seahawks situation at the safety position. Want to hear from you guys. Who should the Seahawks sign for that safety position? Is it one of those 7 names that we mentioned, or is it somebody else that we didn't talk about on today's show? Let me know in the comment section some names that you would consider for the Seahawks to sign at that safety spot. They need some help. Who should it be? Let me know. Before we go today, as always, you can follow me on Twitter at Tyler Jones Live. And I told you a few days ago that we'd be giving some shout-outs if you shared our show with the share feature here on YouTube. And so here are the people that got the job done. It includes Sygen16, CJ Maxey 23, my guy Fat Guy, also Sunbasher, Seabass, and AXK1031. So thank you guys for sharing the show and follow me on Twitter as well. We certainly appreciate it here on the channel, and we'll see you next time here on Seahawks Today.